Yeah, BT, this has been topical.
This has been.
Metres gained. There's some guys in the league right now that are just kicking it long, running long, without any sort of consideration for records.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this stat.
What do you mean?
I don't know if it's a useful stat or not.
You don't know if it's a reputable statistic.
Yeah, it's hard to judge.
Okay, well, if you like the metres gained stat, let us know in the comments below. But that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
There are 14 players since 2007, which is when this stat was first recorded, that have recorded 1,000 plus metres gained.
I thought there would have been more than that.
You would have thought.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a reputable stat. Maybe it's a big stat that we should be paying attention to. Of course, a couple of recent examples, as you'll see at the top of the grid. You need to name all 14 names. 3 strikes, and 3 strikes only. 11.5 the over-under, which is high, but a man of your calibre, BT, should have this in your bag.
Yeah. I think I can get most of these.
Let's see how you go. Before we start, though.
Subscribe.
Whoa.
Subscribe to the channel.
You tell them, BT.
We're very close to 100,000 subscribers.
Help us get there.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel is the best way that you can support the channel and keep us making the content that you love.
Yes.
Let's start this quiz, BT.
All right. Bailey Dale up the top with John Noble.
Let's just get them off the board.
Yep.
Bang and bang. Round 10, 2025, I should say, for those two fellas.
Joel Bowden down the bottom.
Love Joel Bowden. Great name. Was a great AFL fantasy player back in the day, and he's on this board.
Second last to St Kilda would be Jason Graham.
It is Jason Graham. I wasn't going to get you to hold the exact spot, but I will now. I will. It is Jason Graham, and slow down, mate. We've got to pad the video out, all right?
We do, don't we? The 2023 Brisbane would be Daniel Rich.
Daniel Rich is the name that we needed. Doing it in round 1 of the season because he was fresh. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that was not his All-Australian year either.
Massive left boot.
Huge.
The North Melbourne name, 2022, would be Aaron Hall.
Most metres gained ever recorded in a game of football. And it belongs to Aaron Hall, of all people.
Probably did nothing with it, but...
I'll tell you what he did with it. He gained 1,172 metres. That's exactly what he did.
The toughest name on this, the two toughest, I think, is the Port and the Bulldog.
Okay. So you're going to save them for last?
I think so. I think 2022 Geelong is Tom Stewart.
2022 round 7 is Tom Stewart. Don't always think of Tom as a rebounding guy. He's an interceptor.
Interceptor.
Obviously.
But I think that game, from memory, I reckon he had close to 40 disposals.
How do you, let's just interject here. How do you remember these specific games? just from, I've given you the round and the year, and you've gone...
It makes sense though, doesn't it? You think if they're not like a running halfback, like a Bailey Dale or John Noble, they're going to have a lot of disposals. So that's what we're looking at here.
Have to.
Yeah. But you're still going to have a lot of disposals for Bailey Dale and John Noble.
Yeah, they would have had 30 plus.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking at another running halfback for Adelaide. This would be Brodie Smith.
It is Brodie Smith. Good pull, good player. Has not been an All-Australian for a very long time.
Yeah.
If you want to know how long it's been, link to one of our videos that we did. Fascinating video it was, actually.
Yeah.
Most recent All-Australian selection for these veterans in the AFL. Anyway, check it out if you haven't seen it.
The other Geelong, I think... actually, we'll leave that.
You've got 3 that you're stumped by.
I think I'm 80% certain on that one.
Okay.
But St Kilda, I think that's Riley Bonner.
Yeah, and that's just a name that you're not expecting to see on a list like this, but it is Riley Bonner. Yeah. Had a really good start to 2024. Has he played a game this year? He played a few, but he's not.
This year?
This year, 2025. Is he retired? Is he delisted?
I feel like he's delisted.
Can I check that?
Let's check that.
I feel like I should know that, but it's just not a name that I recall really seeing this year.
No. I would think that he's been delisted.
So is that sort of a reflection of how reputable this statistic is?
It doesn't matter. It matters what you do with the ball.
Yeah, so just confirming Riley Bonner delisted. So
There we go.
1,000 metres gained and you're getting the arse at the end of the year. All right, where else are we looking? We've got half the board done. I haven't even checked in on the over-under here, by the way. So you are 9 names down. 11.5 the over-under.
Okay. 2016, that GWS?
It is.
Yeah,
2016 round 9.
Okay, these are all more bit of stab. All those other ones I was pretty confident in.
Right.
These are more bit of a stab. I'll go Heath Shaw.
It is Heath Shaw moving his way to double digits. You've got 10 out of 14. You're going bloody beautifully.
I think this Brisbane, I think he pops up every now and then on this channel.
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Mate, I reckon he's been in, if I was to guess, 4 videos. This name.
Okay.
I think it's Pierce Hanley.
He's been in 5 videos.
Oh.
It is Pierce Hanley.
There we go.
And I haven't confirmed he's been in 5. If someone wants to go back and check him, do it. Let us know. How many times have seen Pierce Hanley? But it's a good name.
Yes, it is. He was good. There was like that 2-3 year period where he was like a pretty good player.
His brother did play games, didn't he? Not many.
Not many though.
But he did play.
Yeah.
And like his first name escapes me. Was it like Kian with a C?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That does sound right.
All right, 3 names to go. BT, 1 away from the over-under. Can you get there flawlessly?
This was the 3 teams that I was leaving.
Yes.
So we'll go with the Geelong.
Yes.
I actually don't really have another name. I'm just not confident. Yeah, Patrick Dangerfield, I think.
Locking it in.
I can't think of like a half back. And he's that type of player, like type of midfielder who goes forward with it. Yeah, we'll go Dangerfield.
Going with Patrick Dangerfield. 2016 Brownlow medalist Patrick Dangerfield.
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
Shake the man's hand. BT getting the over-under flawlessly. 2 names to go, and this is where we cue the violins. Had a few issues with the violins on the last few videos.
Yeah, we do sometimes, don't we?
With the old copyright strike, but we've sorted it out for this one, so hopefully, BT, we can get there.
Okay. All right. We'll go Port Adelaide first here. I'm thinking 2017, I think, was he All-Australian? He may have been All-Australian this year. Or roughly. That could be completely wrong. But I'm thinking Chad Wingard. Can't think of another name for that 2017 time. I think I have to go with Wingard.
Going with Wingard. Not a similar type of player to most of these names on the list.
Bit of a high half forward, but he definitely loves to kick it forward.
You think he's putting it inside 50.
Yeah.
You think he's getting over 1,000 metres gained.
Yeah.
He is
Oh,
getting
okay.
over 1,000 metres gained for Taz's man, for Chad Wingard. BT, 1 name away from a perfect game of blokes that are getting metres gained out the wazoo. Whilst you think about it, let's cue the non-copyrighted violins. Can he do it?
Okay.
You had a dry spell earlier in the year, BT.
Yes.
The form dipped,
Yeah, I was getting tagged.
but you've come back with an absolute vengeance. You've learned how to break the tag. You had your 41 out of 43, nearly going flawless, which was one of the biggest videos we've ever had on this channel. You've now come back after going with a perfect game live on stream with a chance at another perfect game, but you need the dog.
I've got one name, and I honestly don't have another name, so you don't need to give me my 3 strikes.
Okay, this is it.
This is it.
Because we saw people complaining on the last one that we cut it off too early. So he's saying, I want it or I want out.
Yeah. Yep. Matthew Boyd.
Locking in.
2011 sounds perfect time for him at his peak.
Matthew Boyd, a 3-time All-Australian. Just an absolute workhorse for the Dogs. Was he getting the metres like that?
I think he would have racked it up.
You bet your bloody ass he was.
Hey!
BT!
There we
With a
go.
perfect game for a useless stat of metres gained, 1,000 plus in a game. He goes perfect.
What a stupid stat.
BT with another perfect game here on Statchat. If you're liking this, if you're liking these areas, if you want to give the great man some love, get in the comments below.
I read them.
Yeah, we do read them and we like them. So make sure you get down there. Aside from that, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.